And why we're here is because Nigeria was the first country in Africa to develop a comprehensive energy transition and investment plan. The policies that have come out from His Excellency, the President, has shown that Nigeria is ready for business, but more importantly, Nigeria in Africa is leading on climate ambition. But one of the things that are very, very clear is that the amount of money needed for Nigeria to transition to net zero and a climate-friendly way is staggering. This comes to a sum of $1.9 trillion between now and 2060. It's really important to understand that figure because we have the coordinating Minister of Finance here who can tell you that at least 410 billion of that will be above business as usual spending. But Nigeria has shown the way. Nigeria signed yesterday with the German government and Siemens the plans to increase transmission and distribution. Nigeria is showing the way in terms of buses. The 100 buses that the FIRS chairman was talking about, the rollout to 1,000 buses has already started. And Nigeria is also leading the way in clean cooking and solarization of SMEs currently. Not because I'm just Nigerian. I would dare you to show me another country that has progressed so aggressively over the last few years in solar energy across the continent. Nigeria organically now has between 150,000 to 175,000 connections to solar energy. And this is because the capacity building of Nigerians to find the solutions in the sector has grown. It's really important to note that Nigeria is not looking for handouts, it's looking for investment. Nigeria is the single most important country in terms of the energy transition in the global south. Okay, maybe second to India and China if I'm going to be totally correct. But why we're here today is what are the different possibilities we have. I've been working alongside FRS and a lot of people here on the African Carbon Market Initiative. And what we found was that with deep analysis is there's a $2.5 billion opportunity for Nigeria to tap into. And Nigeria has been missing out on this because they haven't developed the carbon market activation framework. So thank you so much, Your Excellency, for approving setting up this committee. We at Sustainable Energy for All at the UN will be supporting the FRS chairman on this. And we hope our next meeting is when we present the carbon market framework so everyone can benefit for carbon markets in Nigeria. The other key things that we're here today is to talk about electric vehicles. I think the chairman was being very nice by saying just 100 buses. It's not just 100 buses. It will be the largest fleet of electric vehicles in Africa. And that is a very, very important stance. Nigeria is always focused on cleaner energy and putting people first. And I'm very, very proud to be at this event today where we're focusing on not leaving anyone behind, especially in Nigeria. So thank you very much for listening.
Mother, you take it, you have too much. You will help the productivity level by ensuring that we can guarantee the risk in every way possible. The local manufacturing, the demand is there. And the opportunity, whether it's limited or not, until you start it, you never can say. The government is open for this business. We are reforming as we go along. All the power, web, and hindrances being removed. So, to all of you present here, potential investors and other businesses, I give you the assurance that the government is in for this for a long haul. Thank you very much.
Transport accounts for about 15% of greenhouse emissions, and also it accounts about 3% of GDP. But we also look at the cost effect of the average Nigerian. It is estimated that transport is the highest expense after together constitutes about 65% of. When we look at the broader effect of the building blocks that this program brings in terms of the infrastructure that I will ultimately support a broader expansion of these programs due to providing a larger transport infrastructure for the country. It is significant in terms of prosperity and job creation. I'll just quickly talk about the decision I represent. Infrastructure Credit Guarantee Company were established by the Sovereign Investment Authority, alongside the international development finance institutions. a program was established to mobilize long-term local currency financing from our pension funds. Today we have over 17 trillion naira with in savings in our pension funds, and we need to mobilize that at scale to finance our people. We have true support and guarantees enable up to 20-year financing in local currency. Examples are like the Lagos City Zone that brings 20-year financing. Most of us in partnership, which is very important, with the UK government, address risk, which is where we work with the FCU to provide lower cost finance and risk sharing.
The capacity of the state municipal bodies and transport utilities is very low. This is new technology, and you also need charging infrastructure, you also need maintenance, and you also a variety of things. And all these buses are completely digitized, so you need to have some.
And delivering high integrity carbon markets, which is why we're here. As Danny has already mentioned, we have the Africa Carbon Market Initiative, and Nigeria is not left behind. Globally, carbon markets are scaling, and it's time for Nigeria to unlock a carbon market opportunity and deliver viable high integrity programs such as the electric buses. So ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of leading this
event. This institution of a Nigerian carbon market, and of course the rollout of the electric vehicles. Our special representative at UN has mentioned to us that Nigeria is in fact leading the way in terms of climate action and the energy transition. But the reality is that about $3 trillion has been spent on renewable energy transactions. And Africa as a whole has only had about 2%. So even though we're leading the way, this is a very welcome development in terms of formalizing the carbon market and putting a framework that allows investment in this particular sector. And we do need that framework for not just investment and help from the public sector, but where the real money is in the private sector. So once again, I'll say this is a very welcome development. Just in terms of the electric vehicles, that is really the way to go. As we try to grow based on our macroeconomic framework being in place, the fact that it will be energy efficient is critical. The growth that we are looking for is actually going to be green growth. It's going to be in the direction of energy efficient, climate friendly transactions that the growth is going to come. So it's not environment or growth, it's going to be environment and growth. And just incidentally, to show how topical the issue of electric vehicles is, last night we represented Mr. President with a top, as it so happens, if I may reveal, Indian company that is
Nigeria, guided by the visionary leadership of our President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is unwavering in its commitment to creating an enabling environment and positioning itself as a beacon of solutions for the formidable climate-related challenges we confront. In a remarkable stride towards these commitments, I am thrilled to announce that Mr. President has recently given an approval for the establishment of Carbon Market Intergovernmental Committee. This committee is dedicated to steering the Nigeria Carbon Market Adaptation Plan, a strategic initiative that underscores our determination to harness Nigeria's vast carbon potential through the implementation of efficient policies and framework. This journey we embark upon goes beyond mere regulatory compliance. It is a resounding affirmation of our dedication to constructing a sustainable, eco-friendly future. As part of this transformative agenda, I'm honored to chair the rollout of a fleet of 100 electric buses, a project that symbolizes our commitment to modernizing transportation system while actively reducing our carbon footprint. This initiative not only aligns with our national sustainability goals, but also exemplifies our proactive approach to environmental stewardship. In the coming months, Nigeria will proudly unveil a series of innovative, clean, modern, and sustainable initiatives across diverse sectors. These initiatives are strategically designed to not only address climate change challenges, but also position Nigeria as an attractive destination for global investment. The business-friendly environment and policy framework we are developing underscore our readiness to welcome and facilitate investment that align with our collective commitment to a greener future. As we gather here today, let us forge collaborations that go beyond borders, laying the foundation for a cleaner, more sustainable world Nigeria is not just ready, it is eager and prepared to lead the charge in the global efforts to combat climate change. Thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, Excellencies, captains of the industry, other senior functionaries of the organization. It's first of all a great honor for me to be here, for inviting me. Essentially what I will try in a very few minutes, try and highlight what has been our learnings from India. India has started the electric vehicles program in 2017 and 2018. Our learnings are that whenever you want to create a new market, as Excellency, you are very well aware of it, the government has to show leadership. So among the first things that India did was to pronounce policy that, look, we are going to have 30% new vehicles by 2030 as electric. So that was the first pronouncement that was done. If you also look at the electric vehicles program around the world, whether it is a developed country or country like India, financial incentives are absolutely necessary. And the reason is the cost of electric vehicles is always slightly higher than the cost of the same equivalent IC engine vehicle. And the third is, for different classes of vehicles, we need different instruments. So that is the overall link. So 2019 government, before that in 2017, the government of India said, look, we will be the first ones to change our fleet policy. And I was part of the government of India system. We did a tender for 10,000 electric cars, and we started to replace the government IC engine cars with electric cars. And we created this on a self-rental model, so that the government departments don't have to spend more amount of money than they were spending for having petrol and diesel cars. This became extremely successful, and it also showed what are the kind of regulatory unlocks that we have to do, and all that was done in the next 1 or 2 years. Then came in 2019, the $1.5 billion policy was set up, largely to incentivize two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and electric buses. Four-wheelers were excluded because we all felt that four-wheelers people will pick up on their own. Largely because, Excellency, if you look at anywhere in the world, the cost of operating an electric vehicle is always lower than the cost of petrol engine vehicle. So if there is a life cycle cost assessment, electric vehicles come really at the top. So the second aspect was, the second thing that we have to bear in mind is electric vehicles manufacturing is relatively very, very easy. A four-wheeler electric has about 11 moving parts as compared to about 1100 moving parts that the normal IC engine, which means the local manufacturing becomes very, very easy. If you look at the market segment of electrics, two-wheelers and three-wheelers in India, 40 to 45% of the vehicles are manufactured by startups, which are not more than 5 or 6 years old. So this also, Excellency, gives a massive employment opportunity as far as any country that takes up this program. So 2019, incentives were provided for two and three-wheelers, and today, Excellency, the market is growing at a CAGR of about 20%.